I've known what it's like to teach my heart out and have some of the people that I was teaching believe that I had taken their money and had some secret house somewhere. I lived under the envy and the jealousy of many who thought that the messenger favored me. But I worked through my pain because the cause for which I was raised is bigger than any Negro who could give me pain, bigger than any hypocrite or envious believer that did not like me. I don't give a damn who don't like me. If Allah loves me, what do I care?
Peace, Tulsa Real Estate Fund, family, and supporters. As many of you know, there is an aggressive and active smear campaign being driven by non-Tulsa Real Estate Fund partners seeking to discredit our fund, its management team, and disrupt the synergy and foundation of our historic company. Each partner agreed to a 1-year hold period on each investment, which is recommended by the SEC and is an industry best practice to protect investors from early dilution and short-term pump and dump schemes. To that end, the following factors, among others, are considered when reviewing redemption requests. The first one, a formal redemption request form has been submitted by a verified investor. The second, the fund has proper liquidity levels. That means proper liquid assets, cash. The third, if approved, the redemption would have a marginal, slight impairment or fund viability, growth, or activity. The fourth, if approved, the redemption or set of redemptions would not exceed the 5% cap of the previous year-ending capital balance. Starting in the first quarter of this year, a global health pandemic brought global economic uncertainty. This uncertainty reinforced management's decision to postpone processing redemptions pending reassessment during subsequent quarterly reviews. This was communicated in our redemption policy brochure sent to all investors on February the 20th, 2020. Per the policy, redemption requests would be reviewed on a quarterly basis and approved would be dependent on defined policy regulations. As scheduled, management conducted a quarterly review of redemption requests in July of this year and considered the following fund factors. The fund's total capital pledge had eclipsed, which means it surpassed $12 million. The fund had adequate liquidity levels to fund ongoing business operations. Assets from the fund's portfolio had adequate pro forma, which is a standard document form of financial statement profitability projections. Liquidation of the current redemptions would have marginal dilutive. What does that mean? Causing a reduction in the value of shareholding due to the issue of additional shares in a company without an increase in the assets. Effect on the remaining fund investors. Based on the above and other economic factors, fund management concluded that the fund was economically fit to liquidate eligible redemption requests. Consequently, redemption payouts were announced on August 6, 2020, and per our policy payout schedule, checks were processed to be mailed August the 15th. These non-TREF partner agitators have tried to paint the picture that we have maliciously tried to keep or steal investor capital and have totally ignored the regulations that we must follow.
What's up, y'all? Super Mike 2164, and I'm just out here chilling. What's up? I'm just out in the streets. I'm just chilling out. Jay Morrison, Jay Morrison, Jay Morrison, Jay Morrison. You look, Mr. Farrakhan said one time, when he, sometimes you have the best intentions in your heart. You're teaching, you're doing this good thing for your people, you're very sincere. This is the mindset. You're very sincere. You're doing a service for your people. Your intentions are the purest. And you're doing this service for people. And the people don't necessarily see all that you go through, because they don't understand that particular endeavor at the level you understand it. A leader, remember, a leader in any category. Black people have been fed this stupid idea that we don't need leadership. I'm just, if we can just think about that. Now, we don't necessarily need one singularity. God is the leader for all singularities, right? The wisdom of time is the leader for that. So, and it's not about a religious thing, but we have a system of nature, right? There's wisdom in the universe. The wisdom leads, right? But there are some people that have amassed key wisdom in key categories, and they have the fortitude to solve problems that the above average people don't have the capability and knowledge to solve. So de facto, this is how leaders are produced, right? So when I say leadership, you're looking at a Minister Farrakhan, and then the Nation of Islam. That's leadership production, because they have wisdom in that category. And I'm not sure if people understand it. Black people think that they don't need to be knowledgeable about the religious situations that exist on this planet. But religion is a form of power. It's a form of spiritual power. It's not about you believing in things, okay? But you need to understand the dynamics of that universe, because it has influence on human activity and human development, right? And if you're not familiar with that situation, you need to have trusted leadership on your side who understand that. For example, the attorney, when you go to court, if you haven't studied the laws and understand the dynamics of law, the way that particular attorney is, that attorney will lead you in that particular category, right? So that goes for the scientific field, that goes for the music industry, entertainment industry, that goes for the business industry, finance, and in each category in between that, insurance, credit, and financing, everything. So, and then of course social change. Social change is politics. You need leadership in that category. These people, they make sure they hold people accountable, because the distribution of resources. So I'm saying all that to say, I listened to the video, Tony the Closer. They had a protest yesterday down at the Black House at the Legacy Center, which was built by black people. It's an idea by a black man and financed by black people. So this is an indigenous development, indigenous building, right? So I do understand and I do agree that the overall people, even if you did not directly put your money where your mouth is, the overall people do have a claim on that, a certain claim on it. Their claim is limited because they didn't put their money there. And they would not have put their money there. But our people, also don't have the right to destroy something that they did not put into place, right? So when you were looking at that video, you know, Antonio Moore was interviewing Tony the Closer. They was telling how, you know, they still hate Jay Morrison, so that's understandable. But what I will say about the interview, I'm not going to go into too much detail about that interview, is that people think sometimes, I mean, sometimes two sincere people, both people are sincere, but they are at odds with each other. And what ends up happening is you get sincere people on either camp who recognize the sincerity of those individuals, and then this is how we have conflict in our community. And the more people or following that these people have, the bigger and the more damaging the conflict. So what we're looking at what I'm looking at here is how do we resolve conflict without destroying ourselves? That should be the question on most of the level-headed, you know, people's minds. You know, cutting and canceling people, eliminating business professionals just because you don't personally like them, it's not intelligent. It stunts the development of our people. In my mind, Jay Morrison is very valid and needed in our community. Boyce Watkins is very valid and needed in our community. But, you know, now that I've grown, I see even the people who they truly have it in their heart that they're doing the right thing to oppose these folks. People such as Antonio Moore, Yvette Carnell, and Tony the Closer. Those people are valuable to us as well. And the reason why I say that, but things must be done in a systematic way. Because I was listening to Tony, and I listened to some of the earlier videos that he'd done. I did a little bit of research on his life. I mean, I know he was the football player. He was born in, I think, North Carolina. He did several years in football. I think Jaguars, Seahawks. He had got into some trouble because of battery to his woman. I mean, Tony the Closer, he looks very emotional. He gets pissed off. He gets triggered. When he gets triggered, I don't think he's thinking rational, but he's sincere. So now he probably has never protested anybody, but now he's, you know, leading a protest against black people. And I think that he's being used because he's sincere, but then you have these insincere haters such as who hate people because of some agenda. And those people that I'm talking about is Michi, who's shown herself to be an agent now. Michi, Antonio Moore, you know, Yvette Carnell. And the reason why I say that these people can be valuable to us, though, is because even though I believe Jay Morrison is sincere about his desire to develop and uplift our community, and some of us can't understand that. We want to believe somebody is absolute evil just because we sit and we look at only the opposition video because that's what we want to hear. We don't look at the other side of the coin and try to make a balanced decision on how things should operate. Both people are valid, but we are not dealing with the people. We're dealing with their actions. Don't make it personal. Don't make it personal. Deal with the people's actions, and we would develop ourselves a little better. That's what I'm saying. So, you know, don't know. So Tony was talking about how they sat out there in front of the black house, how Jay Morrison, and see, this is good. And that's why I said this is good, because I'm looking at Tony being a good regulator, because anytime you have business activity, you need regulation. But I'm looking at somebody like a Jay, who's, he didn't, we're coming from a capitalist situation. We live in a capitalist society. We learn how to get resources through capitalism. And capitalism is actually not in our nature. It's evil, actually. Capitalism is a scam. I was talking to my brother Q Butter earlier today. Shout out to him. And we were talking a little bit about this issue. I was talking to another brother, Alonzo, an insurance agent out of Connecticut. Really intelligent brother. And, we was talking about Primerica, which is a scam, but it's a legal scam. And they have money and they've legitimized themselves. But the brother said that they were a scam, but this is capitalism. They're successful. Like I said, they have literal buildings, they have infrastructure, they have data centers. I built one myself. I helped build one myself, a data center in Georgia, in Dublin, Georgia. And, so I'm just like, we got to understand, like, we need production, but the way the black community operates, the way we think, is different from the way our enemy thinks. But those of us who become successful, we're really sincere, and we're really literally trying to develop our community. But when we try to develop under the rules of the white man, which is perfectly fine for white people, I mean, it's really not fine for them because their world is being destroyed. But, we can't duplicate it like them. But so what I'm saying is we have to have regulatory agencies or regulatory groups within our society that we can respect, that we can help mitigate some of our developments without abusing the people because of the way we learn here. So that's what I kind of looked at with Tony, that will be possible, because he's coming up with this shirt talking about refund or no peace. I mean, the reason why I cannot get mad at Jay Morrison is because I know he's sincere. He did not have to raise the money the way he raised it. He could have literally raised donations. But he intended to raise investments because he wants to pay that back. That's what the man, I really truly believe that. I haven't seen anything that told me that he didn't want to pay that money, investments back. Because it's better to pay the investments back because you can grow. That's how he grows. And so, I'm not trying to make this real long and everything. I'm going to cut some of this off. But the point is, we have to stop thinking on personal beef level. This world, this society, black people, especially even some of y'all that's smarter and y'all have y'all investments in Amazon. I have stuff like that too, but, Tesla doing good. And, we have to start building infrastructure ourselves and we have to start developing people. We need to develop people that can run our societies, because if we're talking about taking over areas and states and creating business infrastructure and stuff like that, we need to have the professionals trusted in our community that can facilitate that kind of development. We need to be regulated. And so we have to be able to respect each other's systems. So, and I like something that Q Brother said earlier. He said, you know, if we're looking at Umar Johnson, and we know some of the bad things that he may have done. He raised the money. He raised donations. But no school, right? Lied to the people. You know, so he's going to get clowned and embarrassed by that. But there's no way I can equate. And this is one thing I disagree with Tony. Tony says that, oh, you black people that scam our people, you're worse than any white supremacist. That's a lie. Because if you read that book, How White People Got So Rich, there's nothing we can do. There's nothing we can do. There's nothing you can do in one single lifetime that can make you worse than a white supremacist. It doesn't fucking matter what you do. I don't care how many people you scam, because you don't even have the ability, the mind to steal the type of money. They literally stole our mind. You know, we are sitting around here trying to, we think it's the smart thing to treat and to be just as hard on our own people as we are on an enemy. If a foreign nation attacks you, you're supposed to kill that, because that's an attack to destroy you. But if you have internal conflict, there's a different way you settle that. You see what I'm saying? There's a different way you handle internal conflict than you handle on the outside stuff. And so these are what my video's about. And you know, and it is to defend Jay Morrison and, you know, Robert Smith, and you know, but it's not to excuse the bad stuff that they've done. I 100% agree that if there's any money that's been stolen, or any, because the money is sacred. Minister Farrakhan said that the money of the people is sacred. He said he had people believing that he stole money, and he did not steal money. But that's what the people believe, and they treated him just like that. And that's gotta hurt. When I've been accused, falsely accused. It is very painful when people falsely accuse you, and you know for a fact that you're innocent, but they treat you as if you are the most evil person on the planet. And that's what I feel that's wrong. That Tony the Closer, just because somebody does you wrong, just like Michi, she talks about Boyce Watkins as if he's the most evil person on the planet. Just because she don't like him, maybe because she feels that he did something wrong to her, but she cusses people out every single day. She offends people all the time. You see, that's what I'm saying. Like, we're not balanced the way we operate. Tony the Closer, I'm sure that girl that he pushed down, that tried, you know, that he got his sentence reduced for a battery, I'm sure he can't apologize to her. But we're supposed, you see what I'm saying? But we're supposed to empathize with him. And we're supposed to throw away Jay. If we want to take something that we can't throw away people just because we disagree with them. We got to mitigate what the harm they can do to people. Just put it out there. And then you got to repair the damage, but you can't be, this is the wrong way to handle a situation. You don't go out protesting against an individual, because what happens is, if something were to happen to Jay Morrison, if he was to get hurt or killed, then Tony the Closer or the people surrounding him would be blamed. And this is what happened to Malcolm X. Even if Tony is innocent, and they don't I don't think they see this. You don't handle internal conflict the same way you handle an external enemy. And that's what I want us to understand. So that's the reason why I'm doing so many of these videos, and hopefully y'all get what I'm saying. And peace.
Thank you.
Yeah, when we talk on Jay Morrison and Tulsa real estate, something tough. What up, T? You want to say hello to the audience?
Hey, what's up, everybody? Hey, I appreciate you bringing me back on here, Tone. I was brand new to the ADOS movement. I was brand new to the ADOS movement. Brand new to the ADOS movement. But man, since coming on your show, man, I've seen so many people coming in the comments, and had to start doing my research about the ADOS movement, and just massive respect, and I appreciate everybody that's come on and supported me as I brought more awareness about what Jay Morrison has been doing. So shout out to the movement, man. Thank you. To the day. It's kind of funny because, you know, there was a lot of anticipation how many people were going to show up, what was going to kind of be, what was going to go down. Would Jay be in the building? Would he show himself? Would he come outside? Would he talk to these victims that he's got that have these horrendous stories? Would he confront the people who have these ugly claims? I mean, like, you know, he talks about being direct, and he'll face these things head on. So he knew what day we were coming, and I was looking forward to having the chance to see him at least show his face, right? But he didn't show his face until we were leaving, and it was like he had.
But he came. He came.
So he was in the building hiding basically the entire time. As we were leaving, it was basically like they scooted him out the side of the building, and he kind of scurried off. So only like two of us saw him actually, like, you know, as he moved around. But it was just kind of like, it's very cowardly, right? You know, for all of what he portrays. I mean, we came peaceful. We wanted answers. We wanted refunds. You know, obviously, like we want people to be able to know when they made an investment.
As a young man, my dad, who was my business coach and teacher in the business, shared with me one day. I said to him, I said, you know, it would be great if we could get the trucks fixed, but it wasn't that great a winter, and so the heating, which was our primarily business, didn't produce the sales. And my dad kind of smiled, as he was very nice to do. And he said, your trucks don't care what kind of winter you have. So there's times you need to be aware that your trucks are going to need to be repaired. And that is an investment. And so his point is, sometimes we are so focused on picking up a dime, we step over a dollar to pick it up.